that mansion, the house is from 1880. It was built by Charles Burdett. And we're going to go in and we're going to let you see some things, but we're going to have you sit on the floor first. I'll tell you a couple of things, and then we'll get up. And if you're good, maybe I'll give you a present when we get on the back of the bus, okay? So right now we're going to talk about what's in here for you to understand. This is a cowhide. And Woburn was known as a leather city because it made shoes, belts, it made hats. So you take a hide like that, and it has fur on it, hair. So you have to get rid of the hair. So see these men over here in these vats? Look, that's acid. Up top, the picture on the window. That's acid. They would take that, which weighed about 60 pounds. They would dunk it into the acid, and when it came out, it would weigh 100 pounds. And those men by hand had to come over here and take off all the hair and make the leather smooth. See how it looks now when the hide is all cut up and taking the hair off. And then from that, they would tan it even smoother to make your shoes, your belts, especially during the Civil War. They made many belts and many boots for the soldiers in the Civil War. Over here, these are shoe factories, by the way. Woburn was known as one of the largest shoe manufacturers in the state during the Civil War and after the Civil War. And you know, the Civil War we just talked about with Francis Bryan. These here men, you know when you went down to the War Memorial down on the Commons, you know what a star means besides someone's name?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Oh, like they died.
They died, they were a casualty of the war, either from disease or just being injured. But all of these are World War II veterans that were killed from Woburn. Now, see this one here, Jackie Ferrulo? Do you know Ferrulo Field in North Woburn?
Yes.
That's my uncle. It's named after him. So that's my uncle. And his sister works here. His sister works here, but she's not here this afternoon. She's 103. She cleans the house. She works, she cleans the house, she lives by herself. She's this big, very tiny. But that Ferrulo Field is named after that veteran right there. So over here you have World War I. In World War I, you know how Mr. Johnson had that special mask on? That's very fancy. This is from World War I. We're talking girls? Boys? Boys! This is from World War I, and that's a gas mask. And you know who was one of the superheroes? You heard of Sergeant Stubby? You know who Sergeant Stubby is? Yes, somebody knows something around here. Sergeant Stubby in World War I. The soldiers would be, one of their biggest enemies was the gas that they would release, the enemy would release at our soldiers over in France. And it would kill many soldiers, so they didn't know enough to put their masks on time. So Sergeant Stubby, who had been injured by gas, he was over there. And these soldiers, actually this was an abandoned dog, a bulldog in Connecticut. And he was training with the soldiers at Yale University. And when the soldiers had to go overseas, they had to leave the dog behind. But they didn't want to because they loved him so much, they snuck him on the ship. So when they were going over to France, out in the middle of the ocean, he starts barking, and the captain hears him and says, "Who's this dog? I hear a dog." They saw him, and the captain wanted him thrown overboard. He said, you can't take him into war and battles." But they showed, the boys, the soldiers showed him, this is a smart dog. This is a very smart dog. He can salute you. And he said, "Yeah, he can't salute me." And he says, "We'll show you. If he salutes you, can we keep him?" And guess what? He saluted him. And thank goodness, because he saved many soldiers' lives. He would go around barking, going up and down to warn the soldier, "Put your gas mask on." He would also keep them safe when they were in the Argonne Forest, which is a big forest. There was a German soldier with a machine gun, and he was firing all the soldiers out in the battlefield. This dog snuck up behind them and he bit him. Where do you think he bit him? The bum. He bit him in the bum. And he pulled him down to the ground until the soldiers, and he held him there. So this is the most decorated animal in all of U.S. history. See all the medals? Those are real medals. He was wounded, and he lived past the war. He lived till 1926, because World War I was 1917 to 1919. But he lived, and they did not want to bury him, so they put him to a taxidermist. That's someone who stuffs animals after they die for display. And he's at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. So he's a very special dog, don't you think? Yeah. I think so too. How about a bird? Do you think the bird is too? Here's Cher-a-mee. Let me just show you Cher-a-mee. Cher-a-mee is a pigeon. You know homing pigeons?
Yeah.
You know, you train homing pigeons and they come back to wherever you want. Well, they would take in World War I, they put messages, because they didn't really have the telephones we have now, and the walkie-talkies or anything. So they put messages on his leg. They strapped him in a little canister, and the bird would fly from one location to another. This bird was shot 3 times. and he survived. And he received medals also. Do you think he's a superhero? And the dog is a superhero? I do too. So get up and look around for a little bit, and then I'll let you go back to school.